Hey guys, so this is my part 2 of my experience of a woman stalking me. So where I left off is I got a random text when I was out on vacation. So then when I asked her, she was like, oh, I just got it from someone. It wasn't uncommon for random people at our college to get our numbers. Everyone knew everybody. Preface how weird this conversation gets and how weird this situation gets for me. So continuing on, I just kind of like ignored the red flags of how she got my number. Then it started getting really weird. She started texting me like how you would with emojis usually, but she would like explain her emotions like with a sentence. So for example, she would be like, instead of using like a crying emoji, she would spell it out like I am crying ... And after every emotion she had, she would always do the ... It was kind of really weird for me just to see that, first of all, because I've never seen anyone do that. And I think it was just that she has a lot of emotions, and it was like every 2 seconds. This girl was blowing me up. So at this point, I'm kind of like a little weirded out, and I still don't think much of it. Like, I really just don't. And then she says something randomly one night, and she says, hey, I have a confession for you. I was like, oh gosh, what is it? And then she kept beating around the bush like, oh, I can't tell you. Like, I can't tell you. I'm embarrassed. And she proceeded to tell me that she's like, okay, well, you know how I ran into you at the gym that day? I was like, yeah. And she was like, that actually wasn't the first time I saw you. And then she was like, oh, well, I've actually seen you like at Starbucks before, because at our college we had a Starbucks that we went to all the time. So then she said that she was at Starbucks a lot just to see me. I really don't know what to say. I really had no idea. And so she just kept going, and she was like, so I honestly have another confession for you. And I was like, oh God, I don't even want to know at this point. Then she goes on to explain how she's had many dreams about me. So at this point, I'm talking to Katya about it. I'm like, Katya, what do I do? Like, she keeps texting me. It's scary to block someone that knows where you go to college or like where you live and where you work. I couldn't even tell you her last name. And like, I had no idea who she was up until this point. And she said that she's had dreams about me like for a year. When it came around to school and I came back, I was like, what if this girl tries to find me? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to block her and her not find me. Like, I was trying to figure out a way to ease her off, if that makes sense, just to get her to not text me anymore. It gets creepier. She starts going up to Katya and starts saying stuff to her, and it started getting really freaky, and so I didn't know what to do. Me and Katya were terrified. Definitely an experience, to say the least. If you've made it this far, come back for part 3 to see how it ends.